So, good day guys. In this vlog, I just want to talk about the visitation or people who explored around the world and nag-set sail sila sa iba't ibang lugar. Then, they claim this power, this glory, the status. So, famous examples like syempre Ferdinand Magellan, Christopher Columbus, Hernan Cortez. Yun yung mga conquistador nung 15th century, the age of discovery. And looking back, paatras pa. So we have famous explorers like Marco Polo who set up the trade, yung trade route dun sa Indian Middle East, I think, then going to China. And another example is the influence of Prophet Muhammad, how the religion was set to expand. Then Saint Paul is one of the apostles of Jesus Christ, who also set the stage to open the Christianity, diba? So I think hindi ako masyado active sa vlog na to, but my point here is that all of them, I draw the conclusion that most of them, I think, are white people, diba? Majority of them is mostly white people representations, and they are exactly the people who bring civilization to be born. Kumbaga parang sila yung bringer of civilization. Then before the white people, there are no known civilization. Wala tayong matrace na civilizations kasi ang point ko dito is that we are on the only trace civilization we have is the 8,000, 12,000 BC. Prior to that, wala na po tayong discovery kung ano po yung what was happened back before time. So the time na na-trace natin yung the first civilization was the Mesopotamia, the ancient Mesopotamia, the current place of Iraq, na kung saan it coincides with the symbols they have wrote the walls to the buildings na civilization started. Ito yung nag-draw sa conclusion ko. Civilization has started because of religion itself. That when people are too religious, they set the stage actually to make that into political arena. Pumasok yung religion and politics are one independent structure na kung saan if walang religion, there's no room for civilization to advance. So yun yung na-conclude ko dito. I think yung na-trace yung first civilization is that farming is the culprit, is the main culprit. So pag titignan mo yung history natin, there are no knowledge, no known history in terms of Philippines. I think na back prior to the Spanish colonization, walang history na matrace, na much better to trace the real history of the ancient Filipinos. So pumasok itong si Magellan, nag-spread ng Christianity. So biglang nag-growth yung identity ng isang Philippines. So Philippines is also a name, a Spanish derived actually. Same way the Americas was a blank po siya in terms of historical perspective, historical identity, not until Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, Hernan Cortez, yun yung time na pagsakop nila dito sa isang lugar na to, isang malaking kontinente na to, dalawa, South and North America. Then all of a sudden, our history was alive. The knowledge of our history. Actually, the point here is that the historical basis we have today is built by Western civilization. From the time of Mesopotamia, the ancient Egypt, then the Greek civilization. Yan yung mga empire na nag-grow. After the Greek is the Roman Empire, then Jesus Christ. The movement of Jesus Christ is one of another significant era of our time, and the Byzantine is the spread of Christianity. Actually, prior to that, religion is already part of the game. So prior to yung nag-collapse yung Roman Empire, kasi it was doomed to collapse, not because the civilization they built is flawed, but because I think the internal power within is a self-destructing society. Yun yung society na nag-build sa power and influence, wealth, all of a sudden collapse. So here comes, they invented the thing called the Jewish movement, the Jesus Christ ministry, na kung saan the God, the omnipotent, omniscience, omnibenevolence, the God of power, na mga Romano na they have believed that God is only a powerful, but then all of a sudden it created this identity that a God must be a loving source, diba? Being good is being God. That's the source of the God that we have known, which is the Christianity, I think. Then all of a sudden it was rapidly spread all throughout the earth. But I think my real question here is that if na-trace yung civilization ng Philippines, most of our history within only after the arrival of the Spanish conquistador, that was only 1521, then 500 years after that, yan na yung traceable history ng Philippines only, diba? Prior to that, we have no knowledge what was happened, because our civilization back then relies on native approach, which they don't track knowledge. They only believe in spiritual presence. But it was a long journey. Mahabang time yun para ang tao mag-stuck doon sa hunter-gatherer system, diba? So, my point here is that the first civilization, Mesopotamia, who influenced them? Are they revolutionary? Diba? Revolutionary ba yung style ng civilization nila? Or it's just part of evolutionary mechanism na nag-transition sila bigla from traditional hunter-gatherer, and all of a sudden Neolithic, we have already the trace of the civilization. They built temples, they built walls, diba? Parang ang bilis naman na 12,000 years na track natin, biglang ganun yung tao. Biglang 8,000 BC, nagkaroon ng mga ganito, nagkaroon ng mga walls, nagkaroon ng mga temples. So, hindi malabo na maybe they are just only similar to the Philippine natives during the 15th century, na kung saan they have been visited by some sort of other cultural more advanced civilization na nag-cause rin na nag-collapse yung first civilization na yon. Then all of the sudden, they passed that to the Mesopotamia. Then the Mesopotamia sojourned that idea of building a civilization over time. Kasi dapat ang structure of civilization should be continuous evolution, na hindi siya bigla, diba? Walang trace na biglang nagkaroon tayo ng monuments, nagkaroon tayo ng mga temples, diba? If you try that for example, we have never been influenced by the Spanish conquistador as a Filipino, ancient Filipino, na kung saan tayo natibo pa rin. The question is, how many years would it took for us, diba, to evolve a great civilization, a great region, to discover the God, the very source of God? I'd like to draw a conclusion here, a hypothetical assumption, na masasabi natin na maybe the influence of God, of a God structure, bringing people into a submissive side, so that everyone every people could be in order to follow an order. So the only time na a certain civilization had created an order is that way that when people had a state, diba? Like country, for example, a country should have a policy. That's why politics was invented. Should have an order is established because they have the policy, they have the law, they have the justice. So we should live in a balanced state, in a state where we follow the law, we follow the hierarchy. Doon lang nagkakaroon ng isang certain group of people that obeys something, that carries something in order. So from chaos to order. Imagine if we have never reached that kind of order, what would happen to us? It would be like we are still in an animal kingdom, I think. Kung saan ang daming separation, ang daming differentiation. We have no master. So based on our history, we follow a hierarchy structure which is legitly coincide to structure a certain civilization, like the monarchies. Bakit monarchies in the first place had existed? Because they built this kind of power over owing another for the sake of thriving a certain state. So they fight for land, they fight for freedom. Then if you see the history, nag-evolve siya into state. Nagkaroon ng power yung mga government people kasi we elect, diba, in a democracy free state, that power is based on people. Then who they decide, the majority will decide who will they choose to be the leader of their state. So nag-evolve yun. Now, pabalik tayo dun sa influence ng capitalism, influence ng pera, ng money. Kasi it's useless if the state has no money, has no capacity to pay, to fuel the civilization. So sa 21st century, the birth of the enterprises, private entities, mga businessman na nagkaroon ng power in a certain aspect based on the idea they have invented. Like Bill Gates, the richest man, the Amazon, they have the power to people because they built this computer. They control the entire world out of it. So doon papunta yung state ng civilization natin. Doon nag-thrive na yung power. The only downside here is that if you look on the history, if you theoretically analyze, na pag nag-base ka kasi sa power na kung saan ito yung ginamit mo, pera or the wealth. Actually, the monarchies, the government, the business entities, they've used this as a tool to control a massive people, to organize these people, this entire people into one. That had happened during the Roman time. The Roman Empire had built enormous structures. They had they had organized the civilization like we used to be, but they lack the internal drive. So ang naging motibo na pag-collapse ng Roman Empire is self-destructive. No one can destroy the Roman Empire during their time, but only themselves. So that's the risk of overpowering an entire civilization within, like what was happening now in our time, na kung saan the state was the society in the 21st century was already in order, but we have discomfort, we have everything can do, we have the freedom, but the lacking part is that we are now entering a self-destructive society na kung saan if it is too comfortable outside, then the chaos was inside. The war was inside. The war is psychological. It's in our mind, I think. Yun yung puputok sa'yo, yun yung sasabog sa'yo. So I think the visitation vlog, itong vlog na to is already spread out, but the point here is that the creation of God, the creation of something sort of powerful, I think the greatest tool that the mankind had ever invented until the smartphones or the computer, the smart AI. Yun yung tinatawag nating God. Powerful identity to escape social slavery and social manipulation. Kasi if you believe in a higher power, higher source of being other than the other people who has already the power, you would think that you are always on a right path, that your destiny can be altered over time. Na hindi habang buhay slave ka, di ba? Hindi habang buhay nasa ilalim ka, kasi if you look on the wisdom of Jesus, na he was always on the underdog side. If you read the Bible, all of the heroes out there are already on the underdog side, na kung saan nasa mababa sila always, then umangat pataas. The story of Ben-Hur, as an example, Spartacus, diba? Pag tinignan mo yung story nila, they are always on the underdog side because their only master is the higher being, the supreme, whom back in those days pagans believe that the Lord or the God, the pharaohs, are some sort of their boss, diba? Yun yung nagiging effect until this time, na kumbaga, that's why we people are easily prone to attract to like Hollywood actors or social media influencers, na pag nakita natin sila, parang some sort of they are higher compared to us, diba? But in a way, if you create an image, if you create an identity that there is more higher than them, then civilization is on track, on its on a good positive side. Before Christ is that people already had invented different gods, diba? Like Jupiter, Mars, Apollonius, Zeus. Prior to that, there is no God that was based on a loving community until the time of Jesus. The story of Jesus had made an impact the lives of every people. So my point here is that it succeeded for 2,000 years. So pag nakita mo yung entire structure ng civilization natin, how European civilization had collapsed over and over and over and over again until the Byzantine Empire, sila yung pinaka first Christian community. The only time na nag-collapse ito is that they have this counter religion, which is the Islam, diba? The Islam also had gained popularity because it's much more appealing, na the God, the supreme God, is similar the Christian God to the Judaism God. The monotheistic religion had succeeded throughout the years, but the only problem is that these three religion only collapse because they fight to each other. They succeed in terms of bringing civilization out from nowhere, inculcating it to people. The only problem is that they are only destructing. They are not self-destructive, but they destroy each other of them. So nung nag-collapse yung Byzantine Empire, kasi sinakop ito ng modern day Turkey ngayon, Istanbul, diba? Byzantine, Constantine. Christianity spread west. Nagpakalat sila sa west instead of conquering east from Turkey or Italy. They go west, so they gain power, the Spanish, the Portuguese, the England. Then they go also along west, this West Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Nag-explore sila. So the very unique part is that not only that they spread the wealth, kasi ang purpose naman talaga is para ma-supply yung kingdom nila, di ba? Mag-extract sila doon ng bagong resources sa New World. Iti-trade nila yun para mag-grow yung empire nila. But the best thing that had happened here is that they had spread religion. Partly one of the most influential tool na kung saan na-convert nila itong mga tao, itong other human beings into a godlike structure, mostly rely on being influenced by a supreme being. Malaki yung effect nito sa isang tao kasi if you understand the story of Jesus, the story of having a divine intervention, makikita mo na you are not just human, similar to other animals, di ba? The biological aspect, but the great thing na nag-inspired sa mga tao para ma-reach yung certain point kung saan they are being well educated, well civilized, is that they had this higher form of recognition na kung saan the divine intervention had made them who they are today. So if you look closely, the influence of Christianity, the influence of Islam, they grew and grew over time. Then for 2,000 years only, 2,000 years, imagine, this is the entire civilization of humanity. Sabihin natin 8,000, and it wasn't a successful one before Christ. Walang nagsucceed up until Jesus Christ had entered. Then 2,000 years, we made advancement. We made a great leap of advancement from different source of science and technology, as well as the influence of Islam, the golden age of science, meals, the music, basta meals yan siya, music, arts, literature, and science. The letter E is the entertainment, I think. Nagkaroon siya ng very impact. If you look closely on how the Western civilization was brought by conquistador or by different historical figures on the past. If you look closely, the creation of Mona Lisa painting, yung inspiration ni Leonardo da Vinci sa kanyang mga painting, it's more on religious side, di ba? Isaac Newton, the fall of Apple, he was inspired by a biblical intervention. And marami, Steve Jobs, for example, he was inspired by the story of Apple. So how did he came up with the Apple? Apple is an idea na nahulog sa ulo ni Newton, but prior to that, Apple was a tree of knowledge, fall from a tree of knowledge. Then yun na yung nag-sprout. It's more on a divine intervention. Again, how Prophet Muhammad was inspired, nasulat niya yung Quran. It's also part of a divine intervention. So I think most of our history, yung pagtitingnan mo, the most significant impact that affects the growth of our culture, it's more on a religious aspect, more of a divine intervention, kung saan they are being taught to make this idea because someone out there that they believe that was supreme had made a connection onto them. May makikita ka ba sa mga ganong atheist na tao? Actually, atheism for me, I will criticize this because the birth of atheism, prior to before, walang atheist, di ba? Then all of a sudden, nag-create tayo ng technology. Then we had created this advancement in science. Then all of a sudden, people never look back to where we actually came from. We actually came from the sort of organized religious community. We gathered, di ba? We built a tradition out of it. Na today na kinokontra ito ng mga modern day atheists na kung saan they never believe on some sort of supreme being. That is when the time they stop the progress of making some sort of idea out of a supreme intellect. Kasi pag start ng religion, nagkaroon ng motivation eh. Hindi sa pag start ng religion. I think the influence of Jesus, the influence of Prophet Muhammad, and how they spread the words of a divine intervention, it spurred the motivation for people to express it to other culture, para naman ma-feel nila na kung sino talaga ang supreme being, sino talaga ang powerful. So that had organized. Pag nakita mo yung earth, yung community natin ngayon, we are not separate anymore kasi everyone has a Christian side, that their leader was Jesus. Then in Islam, their leader was Allah, that was guided by Prophet Muhammad. So it's no different. The only time na nagkakaroon ng differentiation is that when two of them fight each other. But similarly, the concept that they brought, the motivation to spread it, is very successful. So kung titignan mo, I think magdodraw tayo ng conclusion na the most advanced human, the most advanced organization is Christianity. Is pag nabasa mo yung Bible, is that what if yung Bible is real, na it is some sort of a futuristic perspective, na very advanced na yung Bible nito, and the only way they can message the previous people, because civilization is never been into a successful, ngayon lang nag-succeed, di ba? And if you look closely on how Christianity was spread all throughout the entire earth, it has spread successfully. It had converted every people, and that their leader was Jesus. So I have this hypothetical theory na what if Jesus was already a very advanced being, na kung saan he knows how to organize certain people, made them leap of progress. Pag may mababasa ka sa Bible na yung kingdom niya is very very large, very unique. He has this access to higher advanced consciousness. Yan yung parang theoretical perspective ko, bakit I treat religion as an advanced tool rather than a traditional belief. Advanced siya in a sense that it succeed for almost every decade of almost every civilization. So if titignan ko itong Christianity, then the story within the Bible, na they came from the above, diba? Galing sila sa taas, then nagpadala siya ng isang messenger, ng isang Messiah. Then all of a sudden, it altered our history. We made several progress. We made camera, we made smartphones, we made television for only 2,000 years. So what's the point? The point is that if they are too advanced, they had already the access to our conscious mind. And pag titignan mo yung story, bakit puro mababait lang yung kinukuha to enter the kingdom of God, to enter the kingdom of Jesus Christ? Because it might be that the kingdom is so successful when people had this sort of obedience attitude. They know how the goodness. Yun lang yung only time na paano ka magiging divine, di ba? Maging divine presence is that magpapakabait ka, kasi yung alam ng Diyos, ni God, na we are just here because of this, the physical body we have. But He knows the wisdom that this physical body will last. Yet the eternal consciousness is a cycle of rebirth or being reborn. What if Christianity was a very successful religion or organization in the future, na kung saan nagme-message na lang sila sa atin paano tayo matulungan as civilization, diba? Kasi they are only the goodness of Christianity had brought the success of every journey through time, diba? Roman Empire had succeed, but they fall. They created this Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire fall, but Christianity had won. the western side. Nagtubo pa rin siya into the England, the side of England, the side of Portuguese, the side of Spanish. Then 300, 400 years, the wealth, the empire, these European places had collapsed. The Spanish Empire collapsed, Portuguese Empire. Yet they spread Christianity again. Diba? They spread. And now the Christianity was alive again. The religion side was alive again. So what if they had already the access, or they might be some sort of a very advanced type of people na kung saan ito yung magwawagi, ito yung mag-aasenso, itong klaseng mga religion ang nag-aasenso. So similarly, parehas yung story sa Islam, di ba? Nag-succeed yung Islam. And all of a sudden, there's an angel Gabriel, I think, na kung saan he had to message a messenger. So that was Prophet Muhammad. So where do they came from? That's the point of this story, visitation. Where do this message, this source came from? Who inspired them? Yun yung mag-alter sa utak nyo ngayon, na kung saan religion nowadays are treated like a tradition. But for me, I think it was one of the greatest tool human had enforced into. Kasi dyan nag-asenso yung isang di ba? Pag titignan mo, Kingdom of Jesus Christ, I think for all over the years, United States, Russia, China, mag-aasenso itong mga bansa na to. But the power now belongs to the, like for example, Philippines. Majority of the people are Christians. They treat them as a slave. We are treated as a slave before. But because of religious movement, Christianity, we can overthrow such powerful country over time. This had happened over and over again in our history, na despite the harsh, the rigid places kung saan, like the Spanish or Portuguese Empire, na they never believe on the West, the New World tinatawag. They never believe in this America. But because of that divine intervention that Christopher Columbus inspired, that God will take them to the New World. So they journey, diba? Similarly, Magellan, the only time na nagpasok siya, pagdako niya pa lang sa Limasawa, dyan sa may Leyte banda, biglang nag-alter yung belief niya na may hope, that there is hope despite this long journey. Yung long journey niya, ang daming namatay, di ba? Daming pero he was not treated as a hero. If you are a nationalist like in the Philippines, Magellan was never treated as a hero. But Lapu-Lapu was, kasi it is for personal reason, it's for nationalistic reason. But for our civilization sense, I think Magellan did most of the great part on human history. Kasi hindi nila nalaman to biglang divine intervention. They like to spread this Christianity, they like to spread this new religion to the people. They want to convert these people. Then he traveled, he sacrificed these 3 years hardship para marating lang nila yung lugar. But on the downside, when you accompany this new religion with your dark motive, syempre hindi lang naman Christianity yung naging motibo nila. It's motive, they had been motivated by gold, by glory, by status. Yun yung nakasira sa kanila, diba? Yun yung nakasira sa entire Spanish Empire over the years. But that they succeeded is that they spread this religion over time, that grew more and more. So another thing is that ito one of the unique perspective ito na parang gusto ko siyang i-deal na topic is that Quetzalcoatl, diba? Si Quetzalcoatl, siya daw yung the Aztec god, pinaniniwalaan ng god ng mga Aztec nung time ng Aztec Empire, na kung saan he was white-skinned, bearded man who visited them, then I think altered their civilization structure, helped them build civilization. So I think that this story was was not different from other visitation story na kung saan they have this prophecy na pagdating nung isang another conquistador, Hernan Cortez, pagdating niya akala nila yun yung Diyos nila which is exactly the same na dun sa prediction. They've been visited by Hernan Cortez, then the entire Aztec civilization was now converted into a state which now we call Mexico or Cuba. Biglang nagbago yung nag-reshape yung entire civilization nila. Now they are part of the wider civilization. So I think yun yung naging motivate ko sa kung saan pag titignan mo yung visitation ni Jesus. The visitation of Jesus had not only made us who we are today, but I think his influence is very, very unique. How he helped us build a nation, a civil servant that relies on his teachings. He relies on his value na nagsasucceed. The teachings of Christ is like a wisdom, a divine wisdom na hindi mo mabali-bali. It can never be broken. Power and influence can be broken. The status, the generational wealth can be broken. The cycle can be destroyed. But the divine teachings of Jesus are unique. Yun yung nag-set stage sa kung paano naging asenso yung isang community natin. Kasi if you think that accumulating wealth, acquired ka lang ng wealth. Nagsasucceed siya. Like how the Roman Empire was built onto. They had this power, they had this very source of wealth in their empire. They had this high-grade military na kung kahit sinong itapat mo sa mga Romano that time, you cannot break them. But the self-destructing state is doomed to collapse because they had never been inspired by the teachings of Jesus. So despite previously na ang gap nun 4000 BC from ancient Mesopotamia to Roman Empire, that was 4000. Actually, if dumating si Jesus mas early pa, 3000 years in the future, we may have built something more. At siguro na-compute na to after na nagdating si Jesus. For example, Isaac Newton, he knows where the world will end. He computed that 2060 magtatapos yung mundo. But I think that the 2060 will set the stage to a new age of civilizations, new age of people, new age of beliefs. I think yung pagdako ni Jesus altered the history. Similarly, Hernan Cortez had altered the history. The Ferdinand Magellan, Prophet Muhammad, they had altered every nation. It was already predicted by the future people. Ito yung mangyari. Paano mag-aasenso, how to build a successful state, how to build a successful civilization. I will visit this, make an influence, make a story out of it. Kasi pag binasa mo, predicted na ni Jesus lahat ng mga mangyayari. He predicted his death, pagpapako sa krus. He predicted that 3 days he will go alive. Then siguro yun yung 33 years in his divine story had made a very huge impact on the lives of every people, diba? Kasi very short lang yung story niya, short-lived lang yung story niya, but it had impact million and billion, now billion, I think billions of people had been impacted. Similarly to Prophet Muhammad's story, he cannot read or write. He was illiterate, but then he wrote the divine words. I think kayo na balang mag-isip kung anong naging purpose. Ano ba talaga? The paradise that Prophet Muhammad was saying. Similarly, the heaven that in the Bible was saying. Maybe these places are too advanced for us to think. And we can never yet deny the fact that pag namatay tayo, it's just here on earth. Maybe they are right. Maybe that after we die, our body will decay, but our consciousness will live. this consciousness, this spiritual being will be tested by the story of Bible, that if you will pass the things you have done on earth, napasa mo yung mga requirements para makapasok ka sa heaven, then now we can realize that heaven is a place where good people thrive. Or maybe heaven is not yet created. Heaven is only created when people do it themselves. See the logic? Maybe yung mythological lang yung perspective nila sa term na heaven, but when Jesus tell people how to order or organize themselves, he knew exactly that if that society thrives into the future, gamit itong mga advanced na technology, pag mababait yung tao, pag they have been obedience to the law, they have been obedience to justice, they will create a concept of heaven, as a state that comforts the people, that is surely a heaven to them. So yun yung point na bakit nag-succeed yung concept ng Christianity, maybe because that heaven and hell is already in us today. If we do bad things, we create a hellish place. Diba? If we what create hellish place, like for example the carbon monoxide, the carbon dioxide emission. Kapag sakim ka sa pera, you pollute this place, you will create a heaven on earth, hell, I think. If you think that you are good civil servant, you are following the Jesus teaching, then all of a sudden, despite this advancement of technology, you will still harmonize earth, you will preserve earth, you will some sort of advance the things that God had manifested to do to his people, like changing the environment. Instead of using this clutter material, we had to do the declutter system, and instead going to the other side, that we build trees, we planted trees, we grow the earth. That's the term heaven. We create the heaven in our time. And also, because of businesses, because of this corporation eager for money, we also create hell. We also ignore the fact that the story of flood will happen, that people are not prepared. So that's it.